What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and a lot has happened since the last time I uploaded. We was just talking about leaks, and once again, another big company has been leaked. So, Insomniac, a couple weeks ago, it was like a article or something that came out about like Insomniac was was hacked, right, basically, and the hacker was just like, "Hey, we got a bunch of y'all shit, and y'all either gonna pay us $2 million or we're gonna leak all the stuff we got." And so I'm guessing Insomniac stayed on business, right? And so the hackers pretty much leaked a bunch of their stuff, and it's like almost everything, roadmaps to IPs and licenses, future projects, PlayStation sales and projected sales, information on the company, a lot of bad stuff like the employees information, which I am adamantly against it. Like, that's so fucked up because they already had to deal with a lot of stuff. Like, even with the first Spider-Man that they made, it was getting death threats because they didn't release the Toby Spider-Man suit until Christmas, which was like, bro, like, it was crazy. It was like a crazy time. Now they gotta deal with their information being leaked all over the internet. So, and a lot of stuff that has been happening, like all the other, like, the contract negotiations between Sony and Disney about Marvel, and it's a lot to break down. So I'll start off first with the Wolverine stuff. So there was like a good, like, I would say like 2 levels that were leaked. There's a bunch of gameplay footage and stuff like that. It's like rough alpha build, and I can't really I don't want to give a first thoughts on like an alpha build game because we don't know. This is not the final product. It's like me like starting to paint and a picture, and then someone comes in like 10 minutes in and is like, yo, that looks garbage. It's like, bro, I just started. You know what I mean? Like, I know they're scheduled for release from what the leaks were 2026, but my question being, why announce this game if it's like 5 years away? I don't understand what's the point of that. Like, if you want it, you could literally just, I don't understand when companies do that. They'll announce something and then say, hey, y'all won't see this game until like 5, 6, 7 years later. It's like, bro, why even, once again, why the fuck would you show me something if I couldn't have it? You know what I mean? Same thing with like Elder Scrolls. Like, Bethesda does this shit all the time. It'll be like, yeah, by the way, we're working on blank next game, and they'll drop a little logo like Elder Scrolls. Be like, yeah, we haven't even started developing. There's not one polygon done in that entire fucking game. It's like, bro, what's the point? Like, what am I doing here? And so I don't want to spoil anything that's in the leaks, but I will try to tiptoe around it. Just be wary of spoilers. I will tell you the context of it, but I'm not gonna tell you like things from each game, you know what I mean? So you see gameplay, it is like bloody, but it's not gory. It's not like what people are looking for is mostly like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, like the one where like you're slicing through arms and shit like that. It's not really like that from the alpha. Like, this is obviously not the final game, but based on the gameplay that it's showing, is very similar to like God of War 2018, which I don't. As someone who is a fan of X-Men Origins Wolverine, the game, because the movie is god awful. Everybody knows the movie is god awful, but as someone who is a fan of that game, I was hoping for something similar to that, not close to God of War, where is like close to the back of his shoulder type thing, and he's like hacking and slashing like one dude over and over again. It was like the stuff looked cool. I'm not gonna sit here and say it looked the garbage, but based off of I'm not saying my expectations, but what I wanted or dreamt from a Wolverine game is not really so far what I'm getting from this, which is, it's okay, but it's whatever. They did it was like a bunch of stuff like concept art, mission, playtesting footage, gameplay and combat play testing footage, the character casting list, and a bunch of other stuff in like the plot or whatever. So the hackers revealed the upcoming titles of the upcoming games and release dates. So they're dropping a Venom game, which is what the leaks were saying is close to like a Miles Morales type size Venom Lethal Protector, which I don't know how I feel about it, because at first, like, yes, it's a Venom game and it's cool and I like that, but it kind of feels like maybe this isn't me. Okay, I don't want to be like the pessimistic guy on YouTube. That's not what I'm trying to be. But it feels like, hey, you remember that taste of gameplay we gave you in Spider-Man 2? Even though the main focus of the fucking game was Venom, we're gonna actually save all that and put it in another game, which is like, okay, all right, man. At that point, it feels like a teaser to another game. At that point, it's like, all right, bro. Especially when what's the name that played Venom, Tony Todd, was like, yeah, only 10% of the audio that I used for Venom was actually in the game. So he kind of just revealed like months ago that there should be like something Venom related in the works. So I don't know if that's DLC, but it's supposed to come out in 2025. So we got like 2 years to drop. Once again, Wolverine is supposed to drop in 2026, which, why reveal something 5 years before it's going to be even dropping, but whatever. Spider-Man 3 is targeted for 2028. And now, I don't know, because when I started looking up the leaks and stuff like that, most of the stuff has been deleted, removed. It's very sporadic. But from what I've seen, like, some people were reacting to, they're considering breaking up Spider-Man 3 to 2 different parts. And I'm like, bro, they're not finna do no Deathly Hallows Part 1, Part 2, Spider-Man Twilight Part 1.2 final ending. We're not doing that, bro. I'm not spending $70 for one part, waiting a year, spending $7 for another part, just for it to be bundled together for holiday later that year. I'm not doing it. No, there's no way. But if that might be like just some false thing people are putting out and people are going with it, but I don't really know. Let me know down in the comments if y'all read something similar. And then next thing is a new Ratchet and Clank game, 2029. And I'm a Ratchet and Clank fan, alright? I like the reboot. Rift Through Time was okay. But the fact that we gotta wait almost 7 years for another Ratchet and Clank game, I know the previous Ratchet and Clank game didn't do well sales-wise. Like, they revealed that it didn't make up its budget or whatever. But, damn, man, like, Jesus Christ. And another thing that was also revealed was that Insomniac will be making an X-Men game in 2030, 2029 or whatever. And it seems dope. I mean, a lot of things with the leaks was a lot of like contract negotiation involving like amount of sales that need to be made and this and the third. And I think it's gonna be dope. Like, hopefully they spread they pace their development well, where it's not like as buggy as Part 2, which Spider-Man Part 2, but it wasn't as buggy for me, but I know and seen like a lot of people experience bugs and glitches, and it's just like it was a mess on the first on release day, on launch day. And so hopefully they learn from that, and this time around is not as buggy and it's super refined and stuff like that. But the weird thing that I wanted to talk about with this whole leaks thing was the amount of fanboys just talking crazy, like, yeah, you know, Sony is the shit because hackers want to leak them. They don't want to leak Xbox. Like, bro, you are a grown ass man, okay? It is like, bro, you're in your 30s talking about a plastic box. It's like, when I was like 10, people was like, oh, are you on Xbox? Are you on PlayStation? I'm like, oh, I'm on PlayStation. Like, oh man, I wish we could play together. Now we're at a point in the community where we can actually cross play. We can actually play. Like, when I'm saying it, like when I was a kid, like I'm fucking 35 years old. But literally in elementary school, we weren't able to play crossplay. Like, if Fortnite was out back then, you know how crazy that would have been, where like you can play with your homies on a different system and you don't have to be like, man, y'all should get an Xbox so we can play Call of Duty together. Like, this isn't a thing anymore. Like, we're in like the heyday of like community in gaming per se. Like, gaming community is still horrible, but in terms of playing together, you don't need to have a certain box to play with someone. Like, my girl has a PS5, right? I have a PS5, I can play with her. But if I didn't, we could play Fortnite together, we could play Minecraft together, we play all this different shit together, and it's not going to be an issue. But these grown-ass men in their 30s want to sit there on their little computers talking about, yeah, well, Sony is always better than Xbox, because Sony has all the exclusives and this and the third, and it's like, bro, you're fucking 30. Like, it's fucking weird now. Like, do people not get embarrassed when they sit there and they cry and kick and scream about fucking exclusives all day? It's like, bro, like, what's going on here? I swear some of them need to look in the mirror and be like, yo, my life doesn't revolve around this box. Like, if you were to die today, the companies that you represent don't give a fuck about you, okay? It's weird. Like, that's one of the problems I have with these leaks, because the leaks brings out the worst type of people. Like, yeah, another weird ass take I got was the developers deserve to have their information leaked because they didn't reveal Wolverine earlier. It's like, what? Hopefully it was one tweet. I wish I would have screenshot. This all happened when I was at work reading all this dumb shit. And one tweet was like, yeah, if the developers wasn't so lazy, they'll actually release it in 2025 instead of 2026 Wolverine. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? People be such on their high horse online. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, y'all need to look in the mirror and be like, go get touch grass. Don't even touch grass. Go touch a woman or a man or whoever you're into. It's like, god damn, go, please go interact with a human outside of Twitter, because it's fucking weird at this point. But yeah, that's my little tangent. Hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully there's no more leaks from Insomniac, because I think they don't deserve to have all this built-in pressure now from, oh, now people are eager to know about the X-Men game, even though it's fucking 7 years from releasing. And hopefully everything goes well. They perform, and hopefully Sony brings all their fucking games to PC faster than fucking 4 years. So that's all the things I got. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And if you have any points you want to talk about, I'll be down in the comments. So thank you, and see ya.